Hi, my name is Maribel, and I'm the counselor here in Merced Adult School. And today, this week, we're going to focus on finding your purpose, your calling, your passion. There's different ways that people call it. So, have you ever wondered, or are you questioning yourself, what are you going to do or be when you grow up? I think I'm still trying to figure that out, right? And I think, as we experience life, that could change. But I felt that there was a need for us to talk about this because many reasons. So I'll talk about the importance of it today. I'll talk about how you can start discovering yourself or discovering your passion. I'll explain my way of how I would approach it. There's many methods, okay? There's people who talk about personality types, and then that will give you some careers. But I kind of want to know something that you don't need the tools. You can just do anytime, anywhere. So I'll explain my discovery, and then what are some ideas to learn how to discover yourself and what you can commit to doing now. And that's how we will end that today. So why is it important? I think many people go to school and they major in something, and then they live this lives and they're not happy, right? They go to school and realize that that's not really what they wanted to do. They say that about 80 to 90% of people are unhappy with their lives because I believe they haven't found their purpose and then really haven't discovered themselves. Because we're worried so much about our life purpose and what we want to do with our lives, right? So it is so popular and really important that even Amazon's has a list of 151,928 books to help us, about learning how to find our life purpose. So finding your life purpose is fulfilling because, it helps with your quality of life. It can skyrocket it, improve your relationships, and spill in other areas of your life. When you live your passion, you're adding about 8 hours of joy in your life, because you think about 8 hours is regularly what people work on daily. So you find more joy, energy, have enthusiasm, creativity, and you bring it into your daily life and what you do on a daily basis. So then, like I said before, it will trickle down to your relationships and how do you, your work, how do you feel about yourself. And so I feel like that's important. So happy people have been proven to earn more. They work harder. So it's important that we love what we do because it definitely increases our fulfillment. And you don't want to be that 80 to 90% people who are living their lives not sure what they're doing and that they're actually not happy. I think Simon Sinek that's one of his things. He wants to help people figure out their why. That's their big thingy, and so they can live more fulfilling lives, and they'll be happier with their lives and relationships and everything. So I like that. I think so. That's one of the reasons. Another reason why I decided to talk about finding your purpose, your mission, your passion. Okay, so what's some things you can do? So first, you definitely have to get out of your comfort zone. Embrace change, they say. Get yourself a journal, okay? And I think I'll refer to that at the end, but because finding yourself takes time, effort. It's not easy to find your passion. You have to make time for it. It's not just gonna fall in your lap. So keep that in mind. So ask yourself these questions, okay? These are some good questions. What do you want to be your legacy? How do you want to be remembered? What do you want people to say when they talk about you? What are the stories that people are sharing about you? When they think about you, what do you want them to think about? Are you loving? Are you caring? Are you a teacher, successful, rich, a business person, an entrepreneur, musician? Your purpose doesn't have to start and think about something big. You don't have to make like a big impact. It can start with something small. Think of the smaller ways that you can find your calling. Being kind, making others laugh, being helpful, those little things. What skills are you good at? Are you a good team player into teamwork? Are you a leadership? Are you good at analyzing data, problem solving, writing? What do you want to get out of the workplace? Because your workplace makes a difference. Do you like variety? Do you want to have control of your workload? Do you want to make a positive impact in society? Another thing that really makes a difference is when your working environment. Do you like going outdoors? Do you like using your hands? Do you like working in big companies, starting your own business? What jobs suits your needs? So, although these are some questions that you want to ask yourself and may be answered, I came up with like I haven't called it yet, but like as I was doing this, it's how to discover yourself. And I'm gonna base it just kind of like as if you're a student. So this is it's something that you can do. Like I said, other people have different ways figuring out your personality, figuring out what you like, what you don't like. Like there's like many different ways that people have methods on how you might find your purpose or what you like to do, what you want to major in, what careers and stuff. But I have this thing. I always say, and I'll repeat this later, it's about being curious and experimenting. So, because if you don't know what you don't know, like you have to go find it yourself. You don't know what you don't know. So go look for things. So explore your town. Pick a few buildings that you're interested in just knowing more about. Maybe it could be a church, a hospital, police department, any businesses, school, a movie theater for entertainment, restaurants, theme parks. Go in the building and gather information, or if it's outdoors, not in the building. What did they do? Ask them these questions. Take your notebook. What do they do there? What's their mission? Their purpose? Why are they there? If that piques your interest, then take this next step. Ask to interview the manager, the head person, the director. And trust me, sometimes this is good because some people like, oh, once they're interested, let's help them. A lot of people like to talk about themselves, how they got what they got, how they got to where they got, how do they get there? And so you might not get it right away, but this could, be in your list, right? So ask these people, the head person, these questions. What do they enjoy about their job? What kind of things did you do there? What type of people work there? And who are the people that do well there? You can even ask about starting salary because they should know this, and then what could be your ending salary, because that's good to know sometimes, if that could be determined. If you're still interested in that, if you're not interested, nothing of that interested you, you can stop there. Take notes. But if you're still interested, ask to job shadow someone. If you still want to know more after you kind of see what they do, then maybe ask to volunteer. do it for at least 3 months. If you're going to go that far, do it for at least 3 months, because you can provide some support to them. You see, it's not about just what you want. It's kind of providing them some support as well. Or you can ask for an entry-level job, like for an office, person, if they cook, a cafeteria person, if you're looking maybe at a cleaning person, any of those positions that might be having. And then once you've kind of committed some time, again, it's depending if you're still finding interest, write it in your journal about your experience in that field. What you liked, what you didn't like, what you learned or discovered about yourself. Because it's good to know what you didn't like, so you know what you like for next time, what you're looking for, right? It's good to know the things you don't like as well as the things that you liked. So you definitely reflect on your journal. And you do this, if it's because sometimes things can happen, and within that day, the first thing once you ask what they do there and it doesn't pick your interest, maybe stop there. And so it's not going to be that big long commitment. Some things might take you a week, 2 weeks, maybe a month. Some people, some places might take you 3 months. So write down, check out these buildings, find out what they do there. That's what I would do. So that's how I would, because the only way to know if you're wanting to do something is to actively be curious and know what they're doing, how they got there, how their schedule look like, how much they're making. These are the things that you're looking at and asking. And you don't know until you ask. So make sure you're asking the right questions. If you need help with writing some questions, I can later be more thorough about how to go about this. Okay, so yeah, that's just my way to kind of help you, because a lot of people go into university and they think they know that's what they want to major, but it didn't. For example, me in my hand, I went to, first generation going to college. I knew I had to go to school. I knew, because my parents wanted me to, they wanted me to educate myself so I can do better, because my parents did not do so well, and at least in being successful with making money. So they really wanted me to get an education, and that's all I knew. And I focused in school, was a good student, and I went to did well in high school, went to college, and then transferred to university, got my bachelor's in psychology. And then I'm like, now what? I wish I had done this and just discovered what is around in my community. That's the best thing you can do, and didn't ask questions, because it wasn't until I got in, and once I got into the psychology field, I knew what kind of area. I knew I like helping people, but I realized that I didn't want to go to the direction where I kind of wanted to do. Once I got in the field, I thought I would be a therapist, but that's a little too much, so I just leaned towards counseling and education, because I love the work environment. The environment at school, so I knew I wanted to stay in schools. But I just did not know what I wanted to do with it. So it's really, I think this would be a good opportunity for you to start. I would say even in high school, start in high school. In your first year, just, I would have it where I would just, ask, find out what is in the community, what's out, locally, because I'm sure you want to get a job after you're done, right? So you might even start off, working in high school once you're 16, of course, and you might discover it. It's hands-on, it's doing things. That's the way you're going to learn if you want something or not. So there's ideas on how to discover yourself and commit to. So these are some tips, on what you can do to kind of discover yourself and what you can do on a daily basis and commit to. So, because you need to really discover yourself by exploring, like I said, around being curious. Have a curious mind. How do you know what you're going to like or not if you haven't tried it, right? So read a variety of books of different topics. Educate yourself, go to college, listen to podcasts, whatever that is. College just gives you a different perspective on education, like but it's good to have that. If you don't want to, of course, there's other options, but you can educate yourself too by reading books and listening to podcasts and stuff like that. A lot of YouTube videos that I've educated myself on with too. Travel to as many diverse places as you can and soak up all the world has to offer. I think that was like something I would love to do, explore, try new foods, know about different cultures. Try different jobs to experience the full buffet out there. And that's what I mentioned. That's what I wanted to try, and that's what I would recommend to try. Go to different places, wherever that is. Try new, like I said, a new restaurant here, a new business, a new entertainment, new theater. Just try new things, different places. Meet new people as they give you new ideas that can inspire you. Let them share their stories and their jobs. That's why I said pick their brain, interview them. They say you're the average of 5 people you surround yourself with. So surround yourself with encouraging people who are inspiring, successful people, those that will motivate you. So, like I said, try new things other than trying new checking out different places. Like eat new food, listen to new music, try different restaurants, go to new places, discover what you do not like and like through this process. And one of the most important things is spend time with yourself. And this is where you can write on your journal at the end of the day, what did you like about that experience? What, find out what really irritates you. How could you make money out of the things, that you've done or just learned about? List things you want. Say, people always will say, I want money. And that's true, I get it, but why do you want money? You want to travel, you want to buy your mom a house, not have to worry about anything. You can just, I understand, but write those things down. List things you want, not just the money. What do you love? What are you good at? Can you see yourself doing that for 20 years? What does the world need? I would say empathy. That's my thing. What do you have that you can contribute to making a difference in the world? That's what a lot of people want to do. They want to make a difference. And then another way to discover or spend time with yourself is maybe go to retreats, okay? Work your ass off. Raise your standards all the time. Dream big. Fail hard and fail often, because that's how you know and you learn. That's the way to discover what you're good at. Learn to embrace confrontations, challenge yourself, stretch yourself. Do what's right and have ethics. And most importantly, chase what energizes you, because it will expand you, fills you with possibilities, get you excited. These are things that could be exciting, okay? So that's what I got today. I do have sources in the link down in the description below. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I hope you felt like I gave you some thoughts, food for the thought. So until next time, thank you. Have a good week.